Okay. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I told you I ain't have no off limits. Nothing not to say. I'm saying, nah, we can't talk about that.
I was like, come on, man.
Seriously.
All right, let's get it going. You ready?
Hold on, wait.
Hey, how we doing today? My name is Kendra, aka K-Works Fitness, aka Kendranonickname, and you know what we are here for today. We're here for the stretch, the show where we bring on fitness, industry, and entertainment professionals to not only open up ourselves to the world of entertainment, but open up our mindsets and learn more about the industry around us. Today, I have an amazing guest coming to you today, Mr. Gabriel of Opulence Images. He has over 15 years of experience in commercial and entertainment photography. So today we're going to get him over here, do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of stretching, open up his body, open up his mind, and get some conversation going. Let's bring him in, Mr. Gabriel. How you feeling today?
Thank you.
You feeling good?
Feeling great.
You ready to get some stretching going?
Absolutely.
Before you do, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I'm Gabe Daniels. I'm with Opulence Images. I've been in the industry for about 15 years. By degree, I'm a professional engineer. Thank you for having me.
Yes, perfect. So the way we start every episode of The Stretch is I take whoever I'm interviewing through a little bit of yoga. How much yoga have you done? None. So he's new to yoga. It doesn't matter. The whole goal of the yoga is only to get his mind open so that we can then go in and get some real answers to some real questions. So now, let's get it together. Come on, let's come on to the mat.
All right.
You can do this with us because maybe it'll open your mind up and get you more relaxed to receive the information that he gives. So let's get it going. We're going to take a big inhale. Bring the arms up. Now drop the shoulders down away from the ears. I want you to take your hands and we're going to go in a circular motion. So I want you to inhale. Take the arms around, just opening up the spine. Exhale as you bring the chest forward. Inhale and take it back. Come on now. Inhale and take it forward. We always got to mix it up. Keep it mixed up. Keep it going.
I thought I had the cheat sheet.
Now we're going to take it up to the top. Grab that left wrist, squeeze it up, and go into a beautiful half moon here, just opening up nice and beautifully. From here, take that hand, work it around to the front, bring it back up through the right. We got a beautiful half moon on the right side. Now, drop that right arm down and take it across the left hip. One more time, reach it over, really pull into the body. And then drop that left hand down and we'll switch it to the opposite side.
Am I as graceful as you right now?
You look good, man.
Thank you.
You look good. You starting to lean off the camera, but you looking good. Lean it back over, lean it back over, lean it back over.
All right.
Now you got it. You looking good. You get some good depth and everything in there. All right, so now we're going to walk him through a quick flow.
Okay.
So come on right in front. I'll be right behind you a little bit so they can kind of see. All right, so what we're going to do, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the shins. Push the head away from the hips. And forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms up. And we're going to go into a chair pose. So sit the hips back and sit like you're going into a chair. Perfect. You got it. Good, 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 good. Squeeze it. Now take the right leg back. Perfect. Keep the arms up. Beautiful crescent lunge. Keep that heel up. Keep that heel up. Keep that. It's okay. Keep that right heel up. Good, good, good. Push it up, push it up, push it up, push it up, push it up. There we go. Now from here, take that right heel and squeeze it down.
All right. Okay.
Straighten that left leg. Kick the right hip back. We're going into a beautiful triangle here. Good job. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Now from here, we're going to take a quick switch. So take this right arm, bring it down, and then just switch the feet. Good. Inhale the arms up. Squeeze that right hip back. And then triangle to the opposite side. Beautiful work here. Breathe it, breathe it, breathe it. Bend that left knee. So this knee here, take it and bend it. Take that toe, lift the heel, back into your crescent lunge.
Beat me up.
You got it. Come on now. Come on, stretching. Come on, looking
I
good.
feel it.
Bring it up. So we're with control. We're going to squeeze everything down. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Step back just a little. Good. Inhale it up. Exhale, take it around, forward fold. Inhale up through the side. And then take it down. And bring it back up. Perfect. Now let's get to these questions. You nice and stretched?
I am.
You feeling good?
Like I did it 2 times.
Let's do it. Come on.
All right.
He said he had a practice run, but that's okay because now y'all get the real deal. How we doing today?
Man, absolutely wonderful. Blessed and highly favored.
Good, good. That's how I gotta always be. All right, so now y'all will do a little bit of stretching with us as we stretch with you. This will help you open up to both listen to what he gotta say and get the real skinny on what he has going on. So we're gonna take our hands up by our ears, squeeze it down into our shoulders, just opening up the neck. This is just opening you up, relaxing you so that you can get ready to receive this information. We all have seated jaws. We all have a lot of tension that builds up in our neck. The less that we have, the more we can understand what's going on around us. So, Gabriel, you said you've had 15 years of experience in photography. What drove your passion? What was it that got you into photography in the first place?
Yeah, so I'm from a beautiful city in a small town in Alabama called Tuscaloosa.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. And what I've noticed throughout the years that it wasn't a lot of photography resources available for models and businesses in the area. And what I wanted to do was provide a solution to people wanting commercial images in a smaller market.
Correct.
And so I started the company, and instantly the town gravitated towards the company, towards the brand. And from there, 15 years later, here I am.
That's it. So, as we were talking about before we got on camera, Tuscaloosa, Alabama is not, as far as entertainment is concerned, we have a lot of beautiful entertainers. We have a lot of people who come in who have a lot of talents and skill sets, models, actors, rappers, and even people on the business side of things who really do have a lot to give. But outside of the University of Alabama, it's hard to kind of push those talents outwardly without it being kind of constricted. So what was your vision as far as getting Tuscaloosa artists out into, if not even the mainstream, or Tuscaloosa talent, if not into the mainstream, but just more official and more branded so that they can push forward?
So what I wanted to do was, that's a great question. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to provide a corporate aesthetic from a photography company, right, and then use my aesthetic as a template for other people and other brands as a starting point, what they can do for themselves in Alabama.
Right.
So from there, what I started noticing was the level of quality from people who did not have that resources, who was using back in the day, this is going to tell you how old I am, the Kia Razor flip phones.
Oh, yeah.
As their main Instagram pictures.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, so not Instagram, MySpace and Facebook.
He said MySpace. You know, he used to have a little background imagery.
Right.
You used to have the letters falling down on the screen and the song in the background.
How about switching up your top 8 depending on who you was cool with?
Who you was cool with at the time. You're like, how I go from 2 to 6? What happened?
So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to change people from being a MySpace model, a Facebook model to a real life model.
Yes.
To get them in front of brands. And it was a lot easier than what people thought it was. For instance, a lot of times people market on Instagram. Absolutely nothing wrong with marketing on Instagram.
Correct.
We both grew our business. We both grew and is growing our business using that platform.
That's it.
As a marketing tool. However, most brands, if you want to reach a brand, the key is go to LinkedIn.
You told me that before.
Yes, like if you go to LinkedIn, let's just say you want to work with Apple. You talk to Apple on Instagram, they might not reply back.
That's right.
But if you go to LinkedIn and type in brand manager and send that brand manager an email, most likely you're going to reach a person who has the ability to sign a paycheck.
And see, that's the information that people need in the industry that he can offer. Being able to have that extra set of intellect and that extra set of knowledge to not only be able to just produce a lot of quality content, because a lot of us can produce a lot of quality content. You know, we have the art, we have the mindset, but it's the business side of things. Even with myself, brand awareness may be a skill set, but being able to create awareness for that brand and then turn it into profit is a whole nother animal.
Yes, and to answer your question, so what I provided to the models was the ability to reach the brands, but also to take an image that was so dope that if you get that picture in front of the right person, the brand reply is, how much would this cost for you to do that with us?
Listen to it.
If your images don't, if you put your image in front of a person, a potential customer, and they're not replying, how much this is going to be, or it look like you're too expensive for me, then your images ain't hitting on that.
It ain't hitting on that.
It ain't hitting on that.
And if you go on his page, he has the resume to prove it. It's full of dope, amazing images where it's constant brand partnership.
Yes.
So it's tried and true. So with that being said, so you start your career in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You see there is a necessary resource for people to be able to push forward that they don't have. What then took you, so was it a hobby at that point, or was it something that you knew you wanted to take to a career?
It was a passion business.
Okay.
Meaning my main core business, I'm an engineer by degree.
Okay.
I love going into a Fortune 500 business, looking at anything in their operation that's inefficient, helping them come up with a solution to improve their operation.
Yes.
So I have two sides of me. I like to kind of call myself like a Leonardo da Vinci, right? Leonardo da Vinci was a great engineer and a great artist.
Yeah.
And he used both of them to make both sides of his creative fields excellent. So I love going into a brand, thinking outside the box on how can I improve their operation and make them more profitable. Using those same techniques that I learned there and bringing it into my business to improve that operation. So a lot of the business, a lot of the things that we are fundamentally great at, it was either observed from other major successful companies, or it was learned from other major companies.
Right.
So for instance, my company is Stack, right? We all have the same uniform, 24/7. You do anything with Opulence Images, we're gonna be extremely professional. We're gonna give you 5-star customer service. We're all gonna be in uniform. We do anything inside your house, we're gonna have on booties to make sure we ain't tracking by anywhere in your establishment. It could be your business. So if you want to do a headshot at your corporate office, we will literally come set up in your break room and be minimal inconvenience to anyone. Literally, they can, if your break room can support them to continue their operation and eat lunch, they can still eat lunch while we do the headshots.
So providing that professionalism, providing that consistency of product, and providing that artistry. And you learned that from having the engineering background as well as having that passion for art.
Absolutely.
And see, that's the other thing, because I want to ask this question and then I'll kind of go into some things that are commonalities in the entertainment industry. So what took you from Tuscaloosa, that passion project, knowing that you had that engineering background and wanting to provide that service for artists and entertainers or even brands in Tuscaloosa, and taking you out into a bigger demographic or a bigger setting?
Great question. What took me out of Alabama was my pursuit to grow as an engineer. When I first hit the job market as an engineer, I hate to throw out numbers, but my first job offer in Alabama was $50,000.
See what I'm talking about?
And I thought that was extremely low for an engineer with a great degree, a great resume, and a great transcript.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I instantly put I did some professional development, got some certifications that helped increase my value,
Right.
and put that resume out on the market into other markets, Atlanta, Charlotte, South Carolina. Well, 3 months later, the next job offer I considered for $130,000.
What? So that's almost triple. It's
Almost
definitely
triple.
Yeah.
So fair market value, to be honest with you, for an engineer with my degree and my transcript.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the same things that was holding down models, I feel like that was holding back brands and models in Alabama was actually holding back my professional development as an engineer.
As an engineer.
So then I used that money to grow my business, and from investing into other companies, to stock markets, and also reinvested back to the photography business to buy the equipment I need to continue to do great work.
What you need to do. And that's a commonality that we see in entertainment. And that's kind of what the stretch is all about. It's kind of showing you that, because I interviewed, and you have to go to my Facebook Live to see it, but I interviewed Sheena Jordan, and she had a similar story. She's a model from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and she was working a 9 to 5. Myself, when I came to Atlanta, even though my passion and what my drive and my motive was to come here and work on entertainment and fitness, I took a job with United Healthcare in insurance because I had the skill sets, I had the resume to be able to come and to get the job, to be able to still do something that I loved. I ended up being a new hire trainer for United Healthcare, still being a trainer, so I was still technically a trainer, but still doing something that I love in a different skill set, but having that 9 to 5 behind me. And what people don't realize is a lot of us in the entertainment industry, this is our art. This is our love. We do this for the passion of what we like to do, but at the same time, we have other talents. And so being able to use engineering, for example, because in our community, in the melanated community, we get pushed into athletics and art as our way to make it out of our situations, out of our circumstances, as a way to succeed. And there's nothing wrong with that because we're good with it and we love it. But knowing that you can use your intellect and your intelligence as an engineer to help you achieve what you want in entertainment shows you that you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You can use one to fund the other and push you forward. So that's a beautiful story to hear. So speaking about engineering, how do you think engineering intertwines or meshes with your love of art and photography to make you a better photographer?
I love it. Engineering is really a way of thinking.
Yeah.
And it makes you question what you perceive to be reality, right? So, for instance, I've noticed one question I asked myself very early in my career as a photographer was, why most of the iconic photos of minorities are all in black and white,
Right.
but yet you can go to that same time era and see an equivalent picture of another person in color.
Mm-hmm.
And from months and months and months of research, I noticed it was actually a cheat. Most people didn't know how to, most cameras wasn't actually made for melanated people because we have a lot of oranges and reds in our skin.
Right.
And most cameras was actually programmed for people who have a lot of blues and purples in their skin.
Right.
So that technology did not correct itself until like 2013 to 2014, around the 5D Mark II, and the Canon 60D. It was great for photographing people of our complexions. Another thing I noticed was the editing software wasn't adequate for us. So if you start adjusting the different sliders, you'll notice like a drastic change where you would end up start looking grayish and unflattering.
Yeah.
So when that happened, most photographers, instead of trying to figure that out, it's just a lot easier just to make it black and white.
And just show the facial features.
Just show the facial features. So what I did was I actually learned, like, what can I do to make sure that people look like they want to look, and not black and white. Meaning, you see me, unless you're colorblind, which I know you're not. You see the pigment of my skin. So I wanted that to reflect in the image.
Right. So people can see the beauty of it and not just have to imagine what a person looks like in real life.
Right. I wanted that person had a darker hue, lighter hue. Now you know. So that technology is actually adapted now. So we can get an iPhone 12, an iPhone 11, an iPhone 10. It's going to document you the way you want to be documented. But back in the day, that wasn't the case. And so that was the reason I got into photography. Was that reason?
Is to be able to show people in their best light and in their true imagery.
Yes. Even the science behind how we lit this set. The color of this tone is actually catered. The color of these lamps are actually catered for our complexions.
Okay.
To give us that glow.
To give us that nice sunlit glow.
Right.
So we look like we got the Amazon on our face.
Absolutely.
I know that's right. Come on, Mother Africa. We got it. Come on. Are we glistening? Do y'all see us? Are we glistening? We looking good? I know he is. He got the chocolateness going on. I got the caramel going on. You know what I mean? You might get a Snickers.
Milky Way.
You feel what I'm saying? So, using that engineering and understanding how to master complexion and tone
and shadows and
lighting and things like that, how do you think that pushes your brand forward and above the next? Because I know you said you do commercial photography. So let's talk about what is the definition of commercial photography. Like if I came to you and I wanted to just do if I came to you and I wanted to do some bathroom pics, like some bathroom sink pics, get booty shots.
Yeah.
Would that be, and there's nothing wrong with that because there's an avenue for it, let me be clear. But what would be commercial photography? What would you deem that?
My question to you, if you came to me and said, hey, I have a problem, and the problem is I want you to, I have a solution. I want you to capture me in this light, right?
Right.
I'm gonna ask you, what is your business goal behind this picture?
Okay.
And I'm a quick role play. What is your business goal behind that booty shot? I know it's a hypothetical scenario, but it will help me give you the solution you're looking for.
I want to have 1 million followers on Instagram.
Okay, so the currency you're looking for after the photo shoot is increasing followers.
Right.
Your return on investment will be increased on followers.
Right.
All right. So the currency would be increase the followers. So that still would be a commercial. We still approach that as a commercial photo shoot, and we will photograph those images to get you those, or to attempt to get you those 1 million followers.
Those 1 million followers.
Yes, but we will design the photo shoot for that result.
To create that persona to get that outcome.
Yes.
So then how does that translate, say, into wedding photography or sports photography or even just general lifestyle brand? How does that translate on the grander scale of commercial photography for you?
They all look commercial. If they all could be considered commercial images, if the end result is going to a consumer, meaning you want a transaction at the end of the shoot when that person see that image or video.
Correct.
So if you're a high school student, you're trying to get a D1 scholarship, and you want an image that captures you doing the most athletic pose ever.
Yes.
The transaction at the end of the photo shoot would be you attempted to get a D1 scholarship. So that still would be a commercial image in my eyes.
Okay, so as far as branding for those purposes, what do you say that Opulence Image, like say for instance, I know you do a lot of fitness shoots.
Yes.
You work with a lot of fitness models. How do you figure, and if you, again, this is something, if you go on his page, you'll see NPC competitors, yogis like myself, beautiful physique bodies. What kind of drew you in your commercial aspect to the fitness realm? What about fitness and photography made you passionate and made you want to kind of go towards that avenue a little more now in your later years?
Well, it's two reasons. The first reason was I identified early, back in 2009, that the fitness market was actually increasing every day. I mean, every day by a percentage. I can't remember the percentage now, 10 years later, 10, however many years later. But I noticed it was an increase in awareness in the fitness market.
Right.
And then the second one was I noticed it was a preconceived notation on what it was like to be fit or look fit. And from me growing up in Alabama, I seen people who was 300 pounds can go outside in the backyard and do 20 flips on a trampoline.
Right. Backing it up.
But then you'll see a skinny person, struggle to, do the most simplest tasks.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was show women, I'm gonna start with women, right? That, I hear, even my mom said this one time, love my mom to death. She said, I don't want to work out because I don't want to look like a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I just shot thousands of women throughout the years, and I can tell you, some was super muscular, and some didn't have not one muscle that was visible, and not one of them looked like a man.
That's it.
Same thing with men. Men say, hey, I like the way I look. They got the dad bod right now. I'm struggling. I got a headache.
You don't stop.
Meniscus injury, so I'm recovering from my meniscus injury. But, I just wanted to show and document the world today. And also I wanted to document the different body types today.
Right.
And complexion. So I wanted, if you do a photo shoot with me, you're going to look like the best version of yourself. I frown against heavy photoshops, heavy skin corrections, but what I'm gonna do is if you say, hey, I got a pimple right there, we can't remove that pimple, right?
Right.
But if you got freckles on your face, you're like, I don't want my freckles to show. No, let's find a way where we can document your freckles in a manner where you are in a manner where you find that flattering.
That's right.
So if you go to my images, most of them are not edited at all or very lightly edited.
Then see, that's the beauty of it, because I speak about all the time in fitness, and it's just to touch bases on what you said. That's the first thing I always talk about when it comes to not even fitness, but life in general. Everything is from loving yourself. It's from understanding what you are and what you love about you. You don't have to be a hourglass figure if you don't want to be. If you love your figure and you love how you look in your body, that's the first step to being successful in your aesthetic. If you want to be more toned, if you want rock hard abs, whatever it is, the goal is loving yourself first so that you can be successful in that goal. And just to piggyback off of what you were saying about the testosterone, because this is a plug for me, because this is what I tell women all the time. In order for you to look like a man, you got to take testosterone. We got too much estrogen in our body. Unless you got hormonal imbalances or something like that, we got too much estrogen in our body for you to ever look like a man. And then even in that sense, my bodybuilding ladies who do have more muscular frames, who are a little bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom, I think that's beautiful too, because the amount of work and the amount of dedication you got to put in to build that kind of frame is beauty in itself. So the matter of what he's speaking is, and I don't want to speak for you, so you correct me always, but there's so many different elements of fitness, and there's so many different elements to muscle tone and body type, that being able to pick that up on camera and make it artistic is the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Being able to show women and men in so many different elements of fitness, and showing that it doesn't have to all be one type. It don't all have to be one shape. It doesn't all have to be one configuration. But it can still be beautiful and artistic and come across and translate on camera, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think that's amazing. Now, on top of that, so we talked about how he's elevated in fitness. Let's talk about how photography and your love and passion for photography also helps with your community work. Because I know you work with in a lot of political spectrums. I know you've done a lot of things on the political side, and I know you've worked in some community projects. So how does that, along with photography, work to push community and advocacy forward?
That's a great question. So I feel like we can all benefit from great images, and I feel oh man.
Come on now, let's go.
So I feel like we can all benefit.
Come on now, let's go.
So we can all benefit from great images. what I've noticed is a lot of the things that move society forward in the past is the great images from the past. So if you go look at history books, you'll see the iconic image of the Great Wall of China coming down, or you'll see the images of the Statue of Liberty being delivered from France. So I feel like we all can impact society. Even now, you can look at the world and you see images popping up every single day that let us know what's going around in society. For instance, the other day I was on Instagram. Unfortunately, it was a big explosion overseas, and it was due to a firecracker facility going up.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And it put a crater in the community there so big that even today it turned into a lake.
Yeah.
So it's those images that help us know what's going on around the world and keep us informed. And I feel like we all can have an impact on that.
Yeah.
You know, so for instance, you can walk outside right now today, see something, take a picture of it, and it'll go viral. And everybody would know what happened in Atlanta, Georgia at this moment. So we all got the opportunity to document history and have an impact on what goes on in society.
And it could be a statement piece.
Yep.
It could be something that speaks towards your mission, towards your goal, and towards a motivating factor in community.
Absolutely.
That's it. So beautiful. So as far as we got Hank, y'all. So do you think that you have ever used your position in photography or in production to be a community activist or to be an advocate?
Absolutely. Today, my company, several of my companies got me in positions to be in rooms with a lot of influential people.
Okay.
The other day I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was an event for diversity. Diversity to hire minorities, right? And I was talking to city officials and CEOs of Fortune 100 companies, and that was, walking me through. I was there as a guest, not as an attendee. They were like, yeah, we got these athletes here, performers here, and they here, just to help promote the cause.
Right.
But as I started moving around, I noticed that it wasn't really that diverse of an event. Everybody who was getting paid to do the job wasn't a minority.
Right.
So I went to the director of the event and said, hey, what's going on here? I noticed everybody here for free is a minority, and everybody here who's working for free is a minority. Everybody getting paid is not a minority. And he instantly scrambled. He said, oh my goodness, I didn't notice that. He said, let me get back to you on that. And I instantly walked off because I just wanted to bring that to attention. He came back and said, hey, the event coordinator hired those people. And I said, are you gonna use that? Are you okay with that?
Right.
And he said, no, we didn't think we should have to tell the event coordinator to hire minorities. He said maybe the event planner can find a minority production company.
Right.
I said, you invited me here as a guest, and I'm a minority production company. So I said, you really think I'm about an excuse? He said, well, how about this? You can come tomorrow to our meeting to discuss this event, and you can express your thoughts.
Okay.
So I went there and expressed my thoughts, and at the end of it, they gave me a round of applause.
A big round of applause.
And they said, thank you for bringing this to our attention. I said, I'm not on your payroll, so they ain't like y'all can fire me.
So let me go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's perfect. So, and that kind of just brings testament to the fact that if you have a voice, if you know you have a skill set, because I think I remember in conversation you said that at the end of the event or the production company actually asked you for questions.
Yes,
so that they can, the production company that they actually hired came to you and asked you for information and wanted to pick your brain.
So I was actually there shooting a commercial, and at the end of the event, during the event, they saw me and they said, hey, Gabe, come over here. We need you to come help us out with a few things, because it was getting streamed across a lot of major platforms. And over, if I'm not mistaken, 300,000 people saw that live stream.
Yes.
So they knew I specialized in putting on, one of the things that Opulence Image specialized in putting on live events. And so they said, hey Gabe, can you please come back here and help us out with a few of the glitches we have?
For sure.
And so after that, the event planner came to me. He said, "Hey, Gabe, I know you was back there at the production company. What was y'all talking about?" I said, "They wanted my expertise back there." But I said, "But you know, the event planner couldn't find a person a minority company who can actually run this event
and run it."
Yeah.
So that just is a testament to the fact that if you do have a voice and you have the expertise, it is always easy for you to be able to put that forward, especially as a minority in speaking in diversity, to be able to get people in the door, or to push community forward and to push advocacy forward and move the movement ahead. So with that being said, with you having 15 years in the industry, starting from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with a hobby and a passion to push people to the forefront and make them beautiful, developing that into a commercial resume, taking that into the fitness spectrum, and then using that more so for community activism and to create diversity, what's next for Opulence Images? What can we expect from you going forward?
Going forward, we're going to continue to put out great work. We're going to continue to help people build their brands, help brands reach the audience they want to reach. We are going to continue to, we have a lot of resources within our company where we have pro bono services we give out to upcoming brands and upcoming people, where if you have a brand that you want to start, you can literally pitch your brand to our company, and we can give you angel funding with no strings attached to help you start your brand.
Okay.
So, long story short, it's a tax write-off for me.
No, it's not. It's a nonprofit. And what's the name of it?
It's Opulence Give Back.
Opulence Give Back. So basically, he can give you angel funding for any business ideas. Is there certain business ideas that you're looking for? There's certain prospects and things that you're looking for?
I'm not benefiting from it at all. So what I'm looking for is, if it's a good idea that's going to help move society forward, then I'm all for helping it.
Okay.
So if there's anything that's going to help hire people in minorities, men, women, Asian, black, white, it doesn't matter. If it's something that's going to help a set of individuals benefit them. I mean, I can't even talk. Improve where they are today, make them a better person tomorrow than what they are today. Employ people, give opportunities out there, put resources out there, put the knowledge out there. I am all for it.
All right, perfect. So y'all heard the man. 15 years experience, a lot of commercial branding. He has a lot of work with community affects. Opulence Give Back 2021 coming out. If you have business ideas and things that you know you need some funding for, make sure you hit him up. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook. He has opulenceimages.com. All of his handles are Opulence Images. Go look at his things. Go look at his work. Look at the work that I have coming up with him going forward. And thank you, Mr. Daniels, for coming through today.
Thank you for having me.
Good. This has been another episode of The Stretch. December, we have something very special for you. It's going to be a visual experience. Be ready for it. If you haven't had time to love somebody today, get out and do it. And as always, remember, I love you. Till next time.